Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Brent Harding, and I am your host for this morning's broadcast. We are on Wealth Warrior Broadcast Live. And of course, we do have our co host. Let me introduce her, and then I'll tell you about the show. She is the incomparable Pamela Stone. Pamela, good morning to you.
Good morning, Wealth Warriors, and good morning to you, Brent. Welcome to the Wealth Warriors show, everyone. I'm excited for the show. Stay tuned for more.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Today we're going to have a short but powerful segment. We're going to be talking about our strategies. You know, fall is upon us, and folks say, wait a second, Britt, we're not even through summer yet, and you're talking about fall? Yes, I am. And the reason that I'm talking about fall is we want to be ahead of the curve. We want to be driving the bus, not get run over by the bus. So we are moving into our strategies for the season. And those strategies we'll discuss in just a moment. We're going to be talking about our new site. I am so enthusiastic. Actually, two sites. And then we're going to move right into the hot topics. So we're going to have a short yet powerful show today. So let me start off with our strategies. We now have honed down. Remember, we started off last year, we talked about the pillars and the 12 pillars. Well, we've now honed those down with the assistance of a consulting firm into three strategies. And that's it. 1, 2, 3. You know why? Because our mind can only take in but so much. It starts to categorize things for us. It starts to put things in their places. And the reason that it does is so that we can take it all in. We can comprehend what it is that we need to be about the business of doing. So we've got a lot in store for the fall, and we're going to talk about three strategies. That first strategy is going to be about our business opportunities. It's going to be, what is the business that we are building? I share with you time and time again that when we talk about wealth, we have got to understand, we've got to talk about business in owning our own businesses. Whether it's multiple, at a minimum, it is one business. You know, I met a gentleman, a really great person, and a shout out to him this morning. He knows who he is. And the reason that I'm bringing him up is that he says, Brent, I'm putting two girls through college, two young ladies through college, and I applaud this gentleman. He is doing this himself. My first question for him was, do you own your own business? And he said, no. He says, you know, I've thought about it. It's something that I want to do. And I shared with him, you need to own it now. Why? You're putting two young ladies through college. You need the tax deduction. You need some of that money back. Remember, we are first generation wealth babies. There'll be other people on the broadcast that are well beyond. And that is great because we've got a third strategy for them. So for those that are in that we're in that first generation, we are just kicking up the wealth, then I have got to share with you that we all need to own at least one business, at a minimum one business. Pamela, what do you think about that strategy?
I absolutely agree with you. It is important for you to own your own business. It comes with so many benefits. Yes, work, but benefits. So absolutely. And I can't wait for everyone to join us to hear the strategies and be part of our journey.
I appreciate that, Pamela. In fact, you know, a short discussion this morning, I just want to share, or maybe have you share a little bit about working that full-time job and what your thoughts are and what we talked about this morning. Will you share that with the audience?
Absolutely. Well, I was telling Brent, it is a hard task to juggle being full-time employee as well as being your own entrepreneur and being your own business owner. Now, I can't say this. Brent has taught me that I need to treat my first job as a client. So now it makes you change your perspective and change your thought process on how to treat your business, your full-time business, until your passion or your own business comes running up to par. So that's the first and foremost, and I needed that, and we all need to hear that, because I do hear a lot of entrepreneurs that are juggling being a full-time worker and doing their own business, and they get frustrated and they get down, and they're like, I have had to tell them, many of them have said, I'm going to throw in the towel. Don't throw in the towel. Just give it a time, give it some chance, and work through it. But treat it as your client. Once you treat it as your client, then your mindset changed. And I can tell you this, my mindset has really changed since then.
I appreciate that. It was something that I had to realize myself, and that was, when you are in fact working a full-time job, you can become incredibly frustrated, because you see, I have so much opportunity, I have so much passion, I have so much fight, I just want to get out there and I want to be a full-timer. I want to own my business. I want to be a full-time entrepreneur. And I applaud you for that. We all do. Here's the deal. Make that job that you have work for you. It becomes a mindset, and Pamela spoke on that. And someone helped me to understand, to grab that mindset that says, treat the job as your number one client. Why? Because it's delivering money to you. It's your highest paying client at this moment. And when you do that, you start to feel differently. You actually start to take on a new posture. You start to have a different walk. The shoulders walk forward, because this is my client. And what would you do for your client? Now, it's a client that absorbs 40 hours of your week. So do remember that. And as entrepreneurs, there are times when we are working 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week. Then there are times when we're working 40 and 60 hours a week. We rise to the occasion. So I want to share that one with you. And I hope that that's a powerful nugget. Hashtag, my job is my biggest client. Hashtag, my job is my biggest client. Is that not exciting? My job now is a client that pays me. So when somebody says to you, you have a client base? You bet I do. I have XYZ Corporation. That is my client. Wow. Because the reality is, it is your client as you grow other clients. And there comes a time when some clients need to be let go, when they're not fitting into your target market, when that does not work for you anymore. However, planning, what do we say about planning? Planning prevents what kind of progress? We know what that word is, but it does prevent progress that isn't progressive. So with that being said, I want to take a moment and welcome in all of our Twitter listeners, as well as our LinkedIn listeners. We are so enthusiastic to have you aboard, and I've had some great communication with our Twitter, with my Twitter colleagues, associates, those that are following the feed. I want to thank you very much for being here, and all of our colleagues on LinkedIn, I want to say thank you as well. With that being said, let's give a shout out, if you will, to everybody that's on the universe. And let's shout out to the Twitter. Let's shout out to Facebook. Let's shout out to our LinkedIn. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do a flash mob. Is everybody ready? I want you to take a finger. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bill.
Let me get our camera. Let's get the phone out.
You got it? You got it? Absolutely. We want to take the fingers. We want to put those on the keyboard. And we want to say, join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast. When? Now. Join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast now. Can we do that? And as Pamela said, you can go to your trusty phone and you can start putting that in. But we want to do that. We want to give everybody an opportunity to hear the 3 strategies that we are totally focused in, because this is it. This is where we build from. So on the count of 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 3 being time to hit the enter button. So 1, 2, 3. Flash mob! Absolutely. I love it. And I see Pamela's comment right there. Thank you so much, Pamela, for cranking out and getting us started. We appreciate that. I want to come back one more time and say there are 3 strategies that wealth warriors are totally now committed to. We've synthesized it out. We know the very first one is about our entrepreneurship. It is about business ownership. And I know you said, Brent, you are killing me with this. You have harped on it. You know why I've harped on it and I keep on harping on it? Like Anthony Robbins says, until you do it. Until we see you in the feed that says, I am an entrepreneur. I own my own business. Or you say, my biggest client, my largest client, my number 1 client is my job, and I'm building my business. What did Jim Rohn say? He said that I work my full-time job while I build my part-time wealth. I work my full-time job while I build my part-time wealth. And at some point, his part-time wealth overseeded his full-time job. And at that point, he had to give it up. Jim Rohn, an excellent person to be listening to. Awesome. So we favor, Wealth Warriors, I will tell you this, when it comes to entrepreneurship, we favor turnkey businesses, turnkey operations. So the question becomes, why do we favor turnkey? Well, we favor turnkey, and it's not to say there aren't others, there are. However, the reason we favor the turnkey is because the model is already in place. It already is set up. All the structure is there. All the systems are there. What it's a matter of is finding the turnkey that you like. Do you like travel? You know that is my passion. I've been to 57 countries. So my turnkey business is vacation travel. Others, I've had Barry on, and Barrett Matthews. He has a different turnkey operation. So I favor that, but that doesn't mean that that's the only one. The reason that it's so powerful is because you have many people doing a little bit, and as a result, everybody wins when it is done right, when it is done correctly, when we are good stewards for each other. Then we are able to say that it in fact is a good deal. So whatever you're passionate about, find a turnkey operation. Fit into that turnkey operation. If it says that you have the ability to create residual income for yourselves, look at that opportunity and see if that's something in which you can not only have your passion and have systems so that you can be up and running faster, but you can also create residual income. Again, whatever form of entrepreneurship, what we're saying is be a business owner, be an entrepreneur. I happen to favor turnkey. Now, on the other side, Pamela does something a little bit different. She has her businesses, and they're not turnkey operations. Pamela, why don't you speak a little bit about having that business, and now with the mindset of having your first customer is your job, how will that help you to juggle your other businesses?
Actually, it does, Brent. I am a entrepreneur of 3 businesses. They are the businesses that I have started up from the ground up. Now, with those types of business, your mindset has to be, no matter what, you have to stay focused on your business. Now, as my client is with my first full-time business, now my second is to work on my part-time business. So you always have to remember to juggle them both. And again, it is a mindset. Now I have to say this, with this type of business, you do have to create a strong group, a tribe around you that will support you, because you will face the downfalls of the doubters and the haters, as well as asking you why you're doing it, or better yet, telling you to get out. So with that, those types of jobs, you do have to circle yourself with those types of groups, as well as strong resources as to doing what you want to do. But my opinion and my thought and my word of advice is never give up what you love. Because as Les Brown once says, the richest place on earth is in the grave. And it's because everyone takes their dreams and ideas to the grave and not share them with the world.
Thank you, Les Brown. That is so true. I want everybody to stop for a moment and I want you to think. There were ideas that you had that you never got off the ground and somebody else did that. How did you feel? You know, I was talking with one of my colleagues, Alina Lopez Thomas, who said to me, Brent, I'm just not sharing any more ideas because honest to goodness, every time I do and I don't get it off the ground myself, guess what happens? I turn around and somebody else has done it. Now, they may have had an idea that got validated by you and they took off and ran with the ball faster than you could run with the ball. Pamela, what do you think about that one?
And that's true, but you know what? They may have ran with the ball, but they don't have your idea. So you can build on your idea. They don't know what you have. You have a better product than what they have. So always put your ideas out there and always put your first foot forward. And again, no one look where Steve Jobs. Look at him. He was a prime example. Do you know how many times he was told no? Not only him, how about Oprah Winfrey? She was told she went to broadcast and someone told her that she could never be a broadcaster. And look where she's at now. So, and look at Les Brown. Les Brown was told he had went to college and told that he would never be where he's at now. So never stop you. And I can't either.
That is a good point. You know, it makes me think about, I do not recall his name, but I'm sure somebody will put it in the feed. And that is the owner of FedEx, who was told the same thing. He wrote a business plan in college and his professor said, oh, forget it. That's never going to get off the ground. Look where he is today. FedEx is the Google of the mail industry, of the port-to-port mail industry. So your point is well taken. Ladies and gentlemen, we've given you nuggets of individuals that have made that happen. We are here for you. You, in fact, are our port of call in the storm. You're part of what moves us, because when we share this with you, it reinculcates in us what we have to do ourselves. Would you agree, Pamela?
Absolutely. Again, we're here for you, so join us. And before I go any further, if there are any listeners on listening to us right now during the broadcast, and you're not part of the Wealth Warriors, but you're wondering, how do I become a Wealth Warrior? All you do is go onto Facebook and put a message out there for Brent or I and say, I would like to join Wealth Warriors. And it's that easy. And one of us will welcome you into the group.
For sure, for sure. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Sometimes I get impassioned, and so I'm on the move. And Pamela, that's why there are two of us, and I love that. The second wealth feature that we're going to talk about, and we're going to keep it in perspective. And when I say keep it in perspective, that means we're flowing between the three. We're going to be spending August around entrepreneurship as we flow into the next piece. What's the next piece? I'll give you a hint. They are not creating any more earth. What is it? It's real estate. There is no more earth being created. Anything that's here on this planet is what we've got to work with. There are opportunities. I was listening to a broadcast this morning that was speaking about the fact that we've hit the 10-year cycle. You remember when I spoke about the 10 years and I said everything runs in 10-year cycles. Business runs in 10-year cycles. And I said we have a form stage. We have a storm stage. We have a perform stage, and then we have a norm stage. And at the cusp of the norm and at the cusp of the norm is another form stage, and they cross each other. So if you look at the bell curve, you have the form, the storm, the perform and the norm. And just at that cross stage, it crosses again. And I was listening to broadcast, to the real estate broadcast, and they were speaking about that. They were talking about the foreclosures, how that the foreclosures are down. They were talking about investing, seasoned investors versus new investors. They were discussing the fact that we were at an all-time low, but there is, and they spoke about the 10 years. They said there is an expectation that the form is occurring. And so what I want you to think about is this, that it's 2016. So that form stage should start about the end of the year, and it's going to run about a couple of years. And it is the form, and then we're going to hit the storm. And we want to be prepared for that. We want to be buying now. We want to be looking to 2018 or so. That is why I say the fall is upon us. The fall is the season when you're going to hear more about real estate. And I'm going to say you want to be out there looking. And we know the best time to purchase. We want to be looking in the fall. What's happening in the winter, especially if you're in the Northeast. So it really is contingent upon where you're at in the country will dictate that time to be looking, that time to be grabbing hold, or it'll dictate what you should be looking for, what you should be looking at. That's what it's going to dictate, and it's going to talk about for you. So I'm going to share this one with you. Real estate is something that has to be in the portfolio. When we talk about the well-known names when it comes to wealth, we know that they have real estate portfolios. And this is the deal. Real estate, when we talk, is not our personal home. Real estate, for you and I, we're investors. So real estate is multifamily units, multiplexes. It's where we can pull in rental income. Commercial real estate. Those are the pieces. So when we come September, October, it is going to be nothing but the conversation of real estate. The conversation of real estate, it's going to be how do we clean up our credit? It's going to be where do we get the money? But that, and it's going to be the book club as well, because we're going to be introducing the book club. We're going to be reading on this program as well. So I want to bring that to our attention, is that second platform of wealth is real estate. And I'll tell you what, if you want to truly understand it, take a look at Martha's Vineyard. Take a look at Martha's Vineyard and look at the pricing. Then go back years past. Go back 10 years and take a look at the price 10 years ago versus now. And you are going to be staggered. Why? Because there's no more real estate to build on Martha's Vineyard. It's done. Well, there's a couple of places that you could look at. But when you think about how we come into Martha's Vineyard, and you look at the port, from the port to the location where there is still land, take a look at the prices. And most of the individuals that are purchasing there are individuals of great means. They are your movie stars, your celebrities, whether it is theater, whether it is sports, whatever the case may be. That's a lot of where they're purchasing at, because it's more secluded. People are not going to go there. But I want you to take a look at those prices. And when you do, I know it's going to hit you that what we're talking about is real. Oh, my goodness. Pamela, I know I sucked up all the oxygen, but go ahead, share your thoughts around real estate, please.
Funny enough, I just spoke to one of my clients who I had met with. We were just talking about real estate, and I was telling her how the importance is to start building her portfolio around real estate. So her question was to me, when is it too early to start? I told her it's never too early to start. At least you can start looking and start getting your mind wrapped around what you want to purchase. But real estate, actually, I can't wait to hear the second, work on our second platform piece, because that's what I'm looking forward to do, moving towards too. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to be part of that and to grow and be able to even have some real estate part of my portfolio. So I'm excited.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to a young lady out of California speaking to us about real estate. That she has purchased, her and her husband have multiple properties. They've got their children involved. That is part of their family business. And that is another element, is creating those family businesses, and real estate can be a part of that. Because I'll tell you one thing, our young folk, those are the folks that will spend that time. You give them a task, you say, hey, I want you to do some research on this. They will come back, they will use that phone, click, click, click. They're coming back with answers. And so to that end, I'm glad that you are. I am as enthusiastic and as excited as well. In fact, I'm getting together on Tuesday with a colleague, and we are already putting together that real estate piece, that real estate segment. So we know that with real estate, when we are investors, and that's important. That's a powerful word. We are investors, whether we're first-time investors or not. The pieces that we need cash or access to money. We need the property to put under agreement, and we need who is going to purchase it from us, because we're building up the war chest, or we're building up the cash reserves, or we're building up the resources, the financial resources. So I'm glad that you are as enthusiastic as I am. So that's two. That is the business. And I advocate for turnkey operations. Pamela has standalone businesses, whatever is your passion. But I will tell you this, if in fact you're looking for a standalone, look at something that's turnkey so that you can get all your systems done. Your systems are up and running, and you can utilize that. It's a powerful tool. Next is your real estate. And then the third one, I actually, Pamela, I actually had a change on this. At one point in time, I talked about money instruments. And while I think and believe money instruments are important, and I've always spoken about, if we knew what we know, if we knew then what we know today about different types of FedEx, for example, we would have bought the FedEx stock. We would have bought the Google stock. When the opportunity came up for Facebook, regardless of whether you're pro or con, here's the deal. It's business. That's all it is. It is business. So with that being said, I changed up and I said, we're going to come back to the money instrument, because there are some leading pieces that we can be doing right now. So here is the third one. Are you ready? It is a powerful word. It is a word that is the word. Monetization. Monetizing. What is that? I'm hearing it everywhere. Monetizing is whatever you have that is valuable, or that you can make valuable, that somebody will purchase. Well, Brent, I mean, what direct sales? I got a product, somebody's going to purchase it. Here's the difference. This time it's about you. It is, can you monetize you? Can you monetize something that you have that somebody is willing to pay for? Well, that sounds more like a consultant business, Brent. No, it's not. We're going to talk about monetizing. That's going to be one of the forthcoming shows. We're going to talk about monetizing. Here's the deal. Monetizing is, you have a skill set. You're a great speaker. You want to get on the speaking circuit. Okay, you want to speak. Monetization comes in when they are paying you to speak. See, I did that route where I spoke and spoke and spoke, and nobody paid me. I was giving stuff away. What are you giving away that you could be making money on? What are you giving away? Now, ironically enough, you can turn that monetization becomes a business. Here's a perfect example. I was giving away travel. I'm booking travel. I'm doing different things. I'm making suggestions to people. For example, yesterday I was in the bank and I was talking to a young lady about travel. And we got into a discussion. I saw the ring on her finger. When are you getting married? She said, Brent, I'm getting married in a couple of years from now. She says, I want this big wedding. And so I want to be able to get married a couple of years from now. And she says the minimum wedding is going to cost me $28,000. My monetization hat went on. Believe me, Pamela, I was like cha-chinging, cha-chinging, cha-chinging. So my first question is, where are you going for your honeymoon? Oh my goodness, we haven't thought that far in advance. I said, really? Now, he is giving away some ideas. I said, well, she's talking about the fact that it's $28,000. I say to her, have you thought about having a small wedding and a large reception? Have you thought about a destination wedding? Because a destination wedding, I said, well, the people that you want to invite, will they fly or will they go to a destination location? I said, you know what? I can help you make that wedding pay for itself. And she stopped and she said, I'm going to give you a call. Now, at that point, I have two hats on because I gave her a few nuggets. See, that was the monetization side that I should have been getting paid for. But I forewent that because I want the travel business out of her. So what I'm saying is we are giving away expertises that we could be monetizing and getting paid for. And here's the deal. We're not necessarily setting up a business in order to monetize. What monetization is about business, it is about a state of being. It's about a mindset that is constantly thinking about how can I turn that into revenue. You know, I saw a young man yesterday who is the son of a dear friend. This kid is getting ready to go into college at 18. I want to tell you something. He did not have to have mom or dad buy the car. He's already on his second car, and his second car is a Lexus that he bought himself. Now, he was a kid that at age 14 was buying and selling sneakers. He was buying and selling sneakers. I sat there going, this kid created a cottage industry in his house. Whatever he heard that somebody was willing to buy, by the way, you know, Pamela, you spoke about people like Les Brown and Steve Jobs. This was a kid that was literally written off in school. He was written off. He was told that he was not going to amount to anything. And in fact, I have to give kudos to my mother. My mother is an amazing woman. She is an amazing warrior. And she literally went with he and his mother to the school to make sure that kid, that they were not going to write him off. And today that kid is accepted in one of the leading business colleges in the state of Massachusetts. He starts in September. And he will have his degree in business, and he had a full scholarship. Pamela, what do you think about that?
That is so wonderful. I'm so glad to see the young people are starting to invest in themselves. And you know what? Not only is that, that moves me. I'm glad to see that we're having a lot of young entrepreneurs that are getting it. Not only is he one, there is a young lady in Michigan who started a lemonade stand. Now her lemonade is now being sold in Whole Foods. So
what?
I'm glad.
Wait, back up.
Yes.
What? Are you kidding me?
No, and the little young lady is 10 years old. 10. And then I met another young lady.
Wait. She is 10 years old.
10.
And her lemonade is being sold in Whole Foods.
In Whole Foods. And the way she sweetens her lemonade is not with sugar, it's with honey. And so then Whole Foods really has bought her product. It is It's just fabulous. I got to actually speak to the young lady several times. Follow her on Facebook a lot. And so I'm glad to see a lot of young entrepreneurs are getting it. And then I want to give one more shout out. There is another young lady that is in Michigan. She is, I believe, 14. What she does is she's teaching young people how to be entrepreneurs. She's teaching them how to be entrepreneurs. So the way she raises her money, she goes out and she gets candles, and she sells candles standing out in stores and places like that. Well, lo and behold, there was a time when she was standing out selling her candles, making money, raising money, so she can book a place to educate young people on how to be entrepreneurs. The woman came up to her and asked her how much was her candle. Now she takes donations. She's like, whatever you can afford. The lady says, will $10,000 work? And the lady wrote the young lady a $10,000 check for her to run her business, which is to educate young people on how to be entrepreneurs. So our young people, they're getting it. They are getting it. And so
they're not getting it. She got it.
Absolutely. And you should see her room when she teaches. She has a packed house on young people, and it's no adults. There's no one under 6. There's no one older than 16 in her room, that she's teaching them how to be an entrepreneur and what it takes. And she takes them through the steps of business plan, marketing, everything. Phenomenal.
Wow, that is beyond huge. I am ecstatic. That is, I'm actually bowled over. That is phenomenal. That is the best. You know, I was listening yesterday to Charles Barkley on BET. He was being interviewed, and one of the things that he said, he talked about how we investing in our future, investing in other people. Uh, uh, he invests in colleges. He invests in various entities, and he says, what are we doing for our communities? And it doesn't matter which community, whether you're in Newton, Massachusetts, or you're in San Diego, California. It is, are you investing in your community? How do we invest? We can invest in institutions. We can invest in people. Here, that was a phenomenal people investment. When you talk to her next, please give her a shout out. That is spectacular. In fact, actually, I'd love to see her. I'd love to interview her on the show. If that is a possibility, Pamela, to interview her, that would be extraordinary.
I will reach out to her. Absolutely.
I'd love to have her interviewed during the month of August while we're still talking heavily about entrepreneurship. That is beyond extraordinary. I have to say, I thank you for that one. So, folks, we have just covered the 3 areas. Whatever we're doing when it comes to revenue, it's got to fall within those 3, because right now, those are the most powerful of the processes for creating wealth. Those are our processes for creating wealth. I just want to give a side note, an additional side note about the change up from both beginning with from the money products to the monetization, both beginning with M's. The Brexit, the volatility of the monetary systems, monetary products, made me step back from that for a period of time to focus in on these 3. So yes, I do believe in money products. I believe in stock. I believe in bonds. I believe in safe harbors. However, it takes a heck of a lot more, if you will, to pull that piece together. And so what I want to do is come back at that. Let us focus on these 3, because we have the power within us for these 3. And then at a point in time, we will come back to the monetary instruments. These 3 that we're talking about are money makers to move us now to come back to that one. With that being said, I'd like to go on to new sites, new looks. You may have noticed on the feed that I have reinstalled the Wealth, well, on the cover, I've reinstalled Wealth Warriors. And you will see the key and the money. You'll see the original cover. What is happening is I'm moving all of our systems to that Wealth Warrior look for the time being. And then we are going to actually have a total remake. However, what I want to note and announce is that we have a public page called Wealth Warrior Strategies. A public page called Wealth Warrior Strategies. Now, it's going to actually be rolled out in September, because it's going to be rolled out along with our new website, Wealth Warrior Strategies. When you go up to my Twitter page, when you go up to Twitter, my Twitter handle, when you go up to Twitter and you see Brent S. Harding, you are also going to see the same Wealth Warrior cover. And that, again, is because everything is going to be uniform. I'm going to put it out in so many places that people are going to feel they're surrounded. We are moving to that name called Wealth Warrior Strategies. So the private, or rather the public Facebook page, because we are a closed group, we're always going to drive people back to watch the broadcast on the closed group. However, the public group is going to be, or the public page will be Wealth Warrior Strategies. It actually is up already. I'm going to be doing an intro video next week that'll be up there. You will see some of the videos you've seen in the past. However, it is going to be continuously built up with information. Now, it'll be built up with information that I'll be posting up for us. So, whereas on our Wealth Warrior, rephrase that, our Wealth Warrior closed book, everyone can post on there. All of our members can post on that one. With the Wealth Warrior Strategies, that's going to be more news feed driven. So I am going to be doing, though myself and Pamela will be exclusively doing the posts. You will be able to go up to those posts and you will be able to pick up information. It will be on the 3 topics, and there are only 3. Business or entrepreneurship, small business, turnkey operations, turnkey business opportunities. It will be real estate, what we are doing in real estate, investing, and it will be about monetizing. What are you thinking about now that you can monetize? So I am so enthusiastic. So right now, the look is going to be what you see on the Wealth Warrior broadcast feed. Going forward, it is going to pick up and it is going to take on new life. And I am intrinsically enthusiastic about that. So I want to give that to you. So September, we're going to see a hard rollout. Right now, we're in soft rollout stage. September, it's going to be a hard rollout. Woo, man, I'll tell you, Pamela, I don't think I breathed on that one.
I'm excited. I'm really excited for the new change and for the new growth. That's exciting.
Oh, it is. It's getting to be. I am enthusiastic. It's going to continue to be totally about the excitement. Totally about the excitement. Now, we're going to move right into hot topics. We're going to move right into hot topics this morning. And I've got a couple of hot topics. Pamela's got a couple of hot topics. And then we are going to close out with some announcements, a couple of upcoming events. So the first hot topic for me is probably, forgive me for that one, it is old and new, but that is for us as business people. Are we listening to Bloomberg on a regular basis? Are we listening to Bloomberg in our cars? Are we listening to Bloomberg radio? Are we watching Bloomberg TV? The reason that I say that is that I find Bloomberg is so well balanced. There is enough meat on the bone, and the radio is 24 hours a day. And so I consider it a hot topic for you and I as business people, because we are focused on the short snippets. They've got the short snippets and they have got the long. So for the short snippets, it's the information that we need to know right away. Why? We need to know it right away because we may be at a networking event and we want to sound smart. We may be at a networking event and we want to give a nugget to somebody, or we want to be in the conversation. And how do we get in the conversation? Sometimes we just need enough meat on the bone so that we can walk in and look amazing. We can walk in with posture. I want to share with you that Bloomberg Radio is my hot topic for this morning. I have one more hot topic, and that is safe harbor investing. What is safe harbor investing? Right now, all of us who have financial planners, who have financial consultants, or the like, need to be talking to them about safe harbor investing. And what that is about is where can we invest that is a safe harbor right now. The Brexit did a lot for causing volatility. And it reignited the conversations around where are our safe harbors? Are they in bond? Are they in gold? Ironically enough, are they in silver? What paper do we want to invest in? What insurances do we want to have? Do we want to have insurance? How are we layering? If we've got to get to 100% of our revenue stream, what layers do we need to have? What can we afford to be volatile? And so right now, it is pivotal. In my mind, it is absolutely pivotal that we be engaged in the discussions around safe harbors. So my two topics, one, Bloomberg Radio. I love that radio station. Bloomberg TV, snippets and the long stuff, 24 hours a day. If I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I can be engaged, not in repeat. Because, sometimes I watch MSNBC. I do enjoy it, but it's repeat, repeat, repeat. I want the fresh new stuff. I want the stuff moving quickly, and that's what I enjoy. Secondly, again, safe harbors. Where are your safe harbors right now? You've got to rebalance that 100%. What are you willing to risk? How much can be safe? Those are my two hot topics. Pamela, what about you? What hot topics are on your mind?
Ooh, I really, you know what? Believe it or not, and normally I have some things, but today I am all out of hot topics. I do. Now, funny enough, though, the safe harbor, I've already reached out to my financial planner on that. So everybody, those that have financial, reach out to them. That is so important. Her and I've been talking about it, and she's talking about other instruments for me to use to become financially. So yes, that's huge. But right today, I have no hot topics.
Well, I'll tell you what, you supported this one and that, and I appreciate that. What was the conversation like with your financial planner?
You know what? She said that she's glad that I'm coming out and I'm starting to understand where I want to do the investments at, what I'm investing in. I told her I want my portfolio to start becoming more versatile, as well as I do too want to know where I can do the 100% returns on my investment. So we're really looking into that. And she said that people are starting to step up to the financial status. Now, funny enough, though, in her office, she's starting to see a lot of people interested in stocks. So she's having a class on this. So I'm interested to see how she's going to present the stocks with us and talk to us about the stocks. So that's what we're at. That's a powerful tool too.
Yes, it is. I will tell you, it is a powerful tool. I get excited about it. It does require a commitment and an investment, if you will, of our mindset and our time to really to flow. I don't want to say play in the game because it's not a game. When that goes down, oftentimes people will sell off before they realize that it can rise. That's what, if anything, that's part and parcel of what I got out of the Brexit, because everybody thought, oh, it's crashing, and it bumped down and it came back up. But there was sell-off early on. And I know that a lot of those folks that sold off are wishing they had stayed in. So I
Yes,
appreciate
ma'am.
I very,
Absolutely.
very definitely do. Well, we are up to the hour. I want to share with you before we close it out. First and foremost, next week is about entrepreneurship. Enthusiastic about what we'll be doing. We will very definitely have a spotlight. You can expect a inbox message from us. We're going to be reaching out to some of you who are on our feed, and we're going to ask you to spotlight with us. We're going to be talking to some of you about being interviewed on the broadcast for these upcoming weeks. Throughout the month of August, rather, it is all about entrepreneurship before we roll into September with our next topic, or rather with our next platform, and that platform is real estate. So for the month of August, we're going to balance out with entrepreneurship. Expect to get an inbox, several of you that we see in the feed that you've been regular. We want to either interview you in the spotlight, or we want to interview you in your business capacity. So we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be reaching out to you. So next week, entrepreneurship, we're going to have a speaker. We're going to be looking for the spotlight. You will likely get something from us during the week because we are booking everything out. So we just want to let you know that. With that being said, I want to close out with an event. It is happening on the 29th of this month. It is not too late to join the Destination Destiny event at www.shespeaksworldwide.com. I am going to be a speaker on Saturday at 4:30 in the afternoon. I am intrinsically excited. I've got a topic to die for that you will only hear if you're there. The pricing is right. You can go up to www.lifestyletravelexchange.biz to make your travel arrangements. And I will tell you right now, the cost of the ticket is still good pricing. I would say to you, check out the prices today. We do know that some of the best days to purchase are like Monday at midnight into Tuesday, Tuesday at midnight into Wednesday. But there are still some very good prices. So I also want to share with you, now here's a tip, a travel tip. Sometimes what you can do is buy the one way down and the one way back. We call that a hacker. And at a hacker rate, you might be able to get a better pricing. Also, you might want to check into the bus line. It's an 18-hour ride, I know, but if finances are tight, and you still want to be there, if there is a will, there is a way. Pamela, you have one also happening in October. You want to share that with us?
I sure do. Here in Columbus, Ohio, we will be having a Girls' Night Out event, which will be held on October the 7th. If you're not able to attend, we will be sadly missing you. However, you can still advertise in the event. Just reach out to me on Facebook at Pamela Stone, and I will direct you to there.
Fantastic, fantastic. And likely I will be there. Pamela is going to be with me at the event at Destination Destiny, the hottest event in the big ATL for the summer. And we want to see you there. If you want to make connections, in fact, on both of these events, if you are looking to make connections with people around the country and around the world, sometimes we need to go out in order to come back in. Somebody needs to say, "Are you in Atlanta? What?" Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we want to do. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wealth does not discriminate. It takes in everybody. We want to say thank you for being with us. We will see you next time. And go out today and be extraordinary. Bye-bye now.
Bye.